Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm going to be doing a Chicago Bulls offseason guide. I'm going to be talking about trade targets, trade rumors, free agent targets, draft rumors, and draft targets. But before I jump into today's video, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Also leave a quick like below today's video. It takes a second and helps me out a lot. And some comments and questions below today's video. What you guys want the Chicago Bulls to do in this upcoming offseason, especially free agents. Also talking about all the trade rumors that have been coming out, all the trade scenarios, the NBA draft about a month away. Also check out my last video if you guys missed it. I was giving a bunch of big updates, especially injury updates on Zach LaVine and Lonzo Ball. Also, I gave my opinion and broke down the whole LeVar Ball's comments that he made the other day. Speaking of Zach LaVine being a free agent. But either way, let's just jump right into today's video and let's just do a quick little season recap. And, you know, this whole season was honestly a roller coaster. It was up and down. It was everywhere. You know, the first half of the season was really fun. I mean, the Bulls were the first seed in the East, or I'd say the first/second seed for pretty much the whole first half of the NBA season. Then, obviously, COVID hit, all the injuries hit, and I don't know, this team just looked completely different in the second half. Obviously, you know, the injuries didn't help. Lonzo, that injury is still a big mystery. But either way, I still believe this season was a huge W in my books. You know, it's growing pains. This is baby steps. I mean, just look at the past 5 years from the Bulls and now look at this season. I'm still happy, and I believe this offseason coming up is going to be a big one. So I'm going to jump into this article that came out from Bleacher Report talking about some trade rumors, free agent targets, and draft rumors and targets. But before I jump into it, let me know below today's video who you guys want the Chicago Bulls to target/do in this upcoming offseason. And let's just start off with the Chicago Bulls' own free agents. Obviously, the big name is Zach LaVine. And recently, there's been a lot of drama, a lot of rumors coming out. Even LeVar Ball giving his opinion on it. There's even been some talk and some rumors about how Zach LaVine wasn't happy taking like the second scoring option, I'd say, role to DeMar DeRozan. I talked about that in my last video, and I don't believe that at all. Especially, say that's even true. Why would he then want to go to LA and be a third option behind probably AD and LeBron? It just doesn't make sense. I've said this in many videos. I sound like a broken record, but if the Bulls offer Zach LaVine a max contract, I do expect him back. And now the rest of the unrestricted free agents for the Chicago Bulls, I don't expect any of these guys back. I'm going to be real. And the other free agents are Derrick Jones Jr., Matt Thomas, and Tristan Thompson. I mean, Casey Johnson expects Derrick Jones Jr. to walk. I don't expect Matt Thomas to be back, especially Tristan Thompson as well. You know, it definitely sucks that the Bulls signed him to like their mid-annual exception or whatever, because now the Chicago Bulls do not have that other option and just like I'd say bonus money in this upcoming offseason. The whole Tristan Thompson signing was honestly a failure in my book. He just didn't fit with the Bulls, and his minutes were all over the place, and he really didn't provide what the Chicago Bulls needed at the center position, in my opinion. And now onto the restricted free agents for the Chicago Bulls, and they are Troy Brown Jr., Tyler Cook, and Malcolm Hill. I don't really expect any of these guys to return either. Maybe Tyler Cook. I did like what I saw from Tyler Cook in limited minutes. Same with Troy Brown Jr. I kind of liked what he offered at times, but he was very inconsistent as well. But I think it's obvious heading into the offseason, the Bulls' biggest, I'd say, number one option or plan is to re-sign Zach LaVine. You know, that's the main thing that they got to do. Bring back Zach, keep the core, and I'd say surround the core with better 3-and-D players. And now speaking about some free agent and offseason targets from the Chicago Bulls, like I just said, the Bulls need to add 3-and-D players surrounding Vooch, Demar, and Zach. And the Chicago Bulls should have some room to make some additions in this upcoming offseason. They are expected to have the 14th highest salary cap figure in the league at $169 million. Obviously, a lot of that is going to get, I'd say, used by Zach LaVine if he does re-sign on a max contract. But either way, say Zach does sign back on a max, that could leave some leftover money for the Bulls to look at some mid-tier free agent options that could provide some depth inside at the center position. And Bleacher Report did list Jusuf Nurkic, Mitchell Robinson, or Nick Claxton. And I know a lot of Bulls fans have really been high on Mitchell Robinson. I really like Mitchell Robinson. I believe he'd be an amazing pickup, a great fit on this roster starting, or I'd say coming off the bench to Vooch. I just don't know if the Bulls can afford him. It wouldn't surprise me if a bad team with salary cap did throw him a sizable offer. And also with Claxton, you know, he is a restricted free agent, so landing him from the Brooklyn Nets may be more difficult than some of the other free agent options. And I believe another thing that hasn't been getting talked about enough for the Chicago Bulls to really improve next offseason, obviously bringing Zach back and surrounding this core with better free agents, but players like Dosunmu, Coby White, and Patrick Williams need to take that next step and help out this core next year. And now let's talk about some NBA draft rumors and NBA draft needs for the Chicago Bulls. As I'm recording this video, the NBA draft is about a month away. I have been posting a few videos these past few weeks about the Bulls interviewing and working out, I'd say, draft prospects. Definitely check out those videos. But Bleacher Report does project the Chicago Bulls to draft Notre Dame guard Blake Wesley in the first round of this upcoming NBA draft. And I'm not really for drafting a guard, but at the same time, I do believe the Bulls should draft the best player available, even though they badly need a backup center in my opinion. And they said Blake Wesley, he's a 19-year-old. That does make sense for a contending team that doesn't need an immediate star, since he may be more of a long-term project. And the main thing with him, he's just not NBA ready, and he's only shooting about 30% from three-point range in college. I really don't believe Blake Wesley is the answer. I believe there's much better options in this draft, and Bleacher Report did continue, and they also did list how the Bulls could look to add some front court depth in this upcoming draft. And they did list E.J. Little and Auburn's Walker Kessler stand out as players that could fit into the rotation from their first day with the Chicago Bulls and obviously provide some interior defense and rim protection. And I agree. I really like both those options. Definitely leave some comments and questions below to this video what you guys want the Chicago Bulls to do in this upcoming NBA draft. And now let's talk about the trade rumors that have came out. There hasn't been that much. The offseason is just kind of getting started. But let me just say, if the Bulls do make any trades, I don't expect any, I'd say, mind-blowing trades or another trade for a star. If the Chicago Bulls do make any trades, I just expect a minor trade, and that will more than likely include Coby White. The Bulls have a big option to make with him in this upcoming offseason. He will be on a one-year deal next year. The Bulls have a chance to extend him or possibly trade him. I believe we should trade him. He's been inconsistent, still making the same mistakes he's made since he got drafted to the Bulls. And honestly, I believe Ayo's already the better player. And now let's talk about some just trade rumors that have been going around. I mean, there hasn't really been that much, like I just said, but Anthony Davis, his name has been thrown into that market. Same with Rudy Gobert. I mean, I made a video just the other day talking about how some rumors came out about how the Bulls are interested in trading for Matisse Thybulle. His name is definitely interesting. Obviously, he's one of the best defenders in the NBA, but his offensive game is very limited. I don't know. I don't expect any trade, so I'm really not going to deep dive into that, especially surrounding Anthony Davis and Rudy Gobert. Anthony Davis is just too injury prone, and Rudy Gobert's contract is just way too much. And honestly, in the playoffs, Rudy Gobert does get exposed. Thank you guys for watching today's video and all the love on the channel. Thank you guys. Have a good one.